Muad'Dib now. Let's get it popping. That's where it said, okay, we're live right now. Let's get some energy. So I'm gonna go ahead and give some energy. All right. Everybody can hear, you can feel that. Now I ain't finna do my little freestyle rap thing. We put some road to this. I appreciate DJ Lil G. I met him at the first live podcasting party. We're gonna get it going, y'all. I just want you to get a feel for the new vibe I'm rebranding myself, winning with Coach Taibu myself. The book, when I put the book out, I didn't really realize it was time for me to come with a rebrand. So there won't be Taibu, the car salesman that play crew. There won't be Taibu, the life coach, the first step coaching. There won't be Taibu Muad'Dib, the motivational speaker. There won't be Taibu. I'm not gonna be split. I'm going to be the winning strategy coach, doing podcasting for relationships, selling cars at Play TV, and doing online coaching for my coaching community. So I'm going to be one man, and that's going to be my brand. You see it behind me over here on TikTok, over here on my YouTube channel. It's going down tonight. Multiple sex partners. Get off in the comment section and let me know how you feel about the multiple sex partners thing. I might even bring some of y'all on if I know you. So go ahead and get your subscription. Multiple sex partners. We're going to go into the conversation. I actually have a reaction reel that I sent over, so we can already know what's going on with that. Multiple sex partners tonight, man. Taibu Muad'Dib, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. It's the same guy. We're rebranding. As a winning strategy coach, I'm going to move you forward. Everything about is about strategic motion. All right. If you haven't reached your goals, now is the time to get that done. I'm going to launch right off into that. Reaction rules. I got the picture over here on YouTube at Taibu Muad'Dib. If you have two devices, go over there and check it out. I have the StreamYard linked up, so if you want to jump in here with me and get it popping, we can do that as well. So let me go ahead and get that taken care of for you. I have the reaction reel right here ready for you to go. How should men respond? How should men respond when women weaponize sex? So I'm going to give you guys the reel. I'm going to send that out. No problem. Don't even worry about it. How should men respond when women weaponize sex? Why are y'all doing that, ladies? I don't know, but it's happening. What do I mean by that? Women holding out the nookie for something else. You already know what I'm talking about. How should men respond when women weaponize sex? I'm going to get over here and get it popping. May 18th, Margarita Express, 6401 Cooper Street is where it's going down. I'm happy to have a live venue to invite so many of you there. I want to see you there, no problem, without question. We're going to get this thing going. Thank DJ Lil G for that nice demonstration right there. Let's go over here. Picture in picture. I'm going to pull you over. I'm going to jump right into it. A half an hour show is good enough unless when some of y'all want to jump in as a guest and go into something else. I just want to make sure that we're good with that. All right. Pulling. You already know what it is. We pushed it out there. We got it good. I'm going to pop this up real quick, and then I'm going to screen share it. Get this right here. I'm going to screen share it. Bam, just like that. And if you can't, again, I'm trying to move y'all into where I'm positioning everybody. I have to put up a new page that's my totally rebrand YouTube page. I'm going to get to that this week yet. The new flyer should be out this week yet for the May 18th podcasting party. If you didn't see the preview, I might just go ahead and show that preview for y'all to make sure that y'all get that sometime this week if you missed it here in the DFW or live on TikTok. My subscribers, y'all going to see that live without question. All right, let's go over here and get this thing done. I'm presenting the video, sharing the screen. Where is it at? Instagram. Wow. All right. Get this share in here. So multiple sexual partners. It's an important concept, right? We all know it's happening. You don't have to admit that the person you're with or the person you're sleeping with somebody else. we all kind of have this out of sight, out of mind type of mentality. For the most part, I can't say all of us. Some of you are in poly relationships, and that works for you. Congratulations to you for reaching that agreement. But many of us are hiding it, lying about it, even by omission. You know what I'm saying? A lie by omission is still a lie. All right. Let's move forward with that. Thank y'all for joining me on TikTok, Instagram, and over here on YouTube. So, multiple sexual partners. Let's talk about the pros and the cons of that. All right. I want you to know that there are some pros to it. That's why so many folks have gone poly. There are some pros to it, especially if it's agreed upon situation. You know, if you and another lady or vice versa, you know, two men decide to share, whatever the case may be, that's just where it's at, because you know it's really important for folks to have an agreement. Excuse me, I jumped on here without plugging it up. Hold on one second. Yeah, y'all gotta have that agreement. I don't know why I always do that, because that computer's always going to go off on me. So much power into it. So, you know, just put it in perspective. So, as a winning strategy coach, I want you to know that multiple sexual partners does work if there's an agreement. Let me say it again. It does work if there's an agreement between all parties, not just the sneaky links knowing it's working. You know, but if all parties agree, it's a beautiful thing. In different cultures, you know, the man can have so many wives, whatever the case may be, and the women are usually cool with it as long as he's providing for them. So even in this culture where it's supposed to be man and woman and kids, and you know, it's monogamy is the best way to go about doing things from a Christian standpoint. You know, being married and not having sexual sin in your life, those things have value. These days, not from a hip hop sense or a popular sense, but just these days, multiple sexual partners needs to be discussed. So, like I said, the pros of it are if there's an agreement, sharing, you know, sexual partners, as long as there's agreement, usually you're taking care of yourself. Usually you're protecting yourself. And there's not a concern in that situation. But let's go ahead and hear from a lady, and let's look at, you know, women that she's speaking about who are basically, you know, weaponizing sex. We turn the volume up so we can all hear it, and let's go crazy with it. All right. Shara Curry says what she wants. Let's go.
Extremely odd, though, the fact that she will sit up here and she will start arguments right before y'all about to have physical intimacy. Ladies, do you know what you are doing? You are setting the tone for a failure going forward. The more you withhold physical intimacy from him, the more you withhold the very thing that brings him peace, and it relieves him stress, the very thing that actually you are supposed to be using as a stress reliever too. This is the thing, ladies. You're so out of tune with him emotionally and psychologically that you don't even understand that you are setting yourself up for failure.
Okay. So women, if you're weaponizing sex and you're holding it out, this is a woman saying it. Get in the comment section. Let me know, you know, how you feel about that. Get in the comment section. Talk to me. I want to see the comments when they appear on Facebook. Let's know. Let's go. So what she's saying right here clearly is, ladies, if you are starting arguments right before the intimacy happens, if you're going off on them or getting distant, or you know, don't want to, you know what I'm saying, get yourself prepared, you know, for some of you ladies that want to be as fresh as possible before the act happens. If you're doing that, just think about what she's saying. She's saying you're not being his peace. You're not helping him relieve stress. It also can relieve stress for you. She's saying you're disconnected emotionally, psychologically from that man. And so, fellas, if you didn't know, what she's basically saying is the bigger the gaps in the physical intimacy, it's probably a good idea to think that she probably emotionally left the relationship. Not physically, possibly, but emotionally, she's into somebody else. She's desiring them. That's the person that turns her on, makes her wet, yada, yada, yada. That's just what it comes in. And this is a woman saying this. Why would she, whether she lives with him or not, why would she not want him to have peace in her presence? Why would she not want to be the person that relieves his stress? What culture of man has more stress than the African man born in America? Right? Let's just talk about it. You know, we get it from all different angles. And for my brothers out there who are European, Asian, Latino, I get it. Still, just the pressure of being a man is a lot. And so, ladies, If you're withholding the one ace in the hole that you have to get him and keep him right, if you're withholding that and playing games with it, which is what we call weaponizing sex, this is where we get into what some of the pros of multiple sexual partners. So if you believe all men cheat, probably because you've been cheated on playing this whole weaponized sex game, ladies. I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm saying if you weaponize sex, he's gonna catch on to that quick. And if you believe, if he's about something, if you're dealing with a guy that's about something, if you think that other women aren't trying to get with him, you're tripping. That's why she's saying you're setting yourself up for failure. If your man goes to work and is holding a job, do you know how many men are living off of women right now? If this man's going to work and holding a job, he could be a janitor. He's cleaning that building up where some women work. If they men ain't handling their business, that janitor is gonna walk off with you. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. So multiple sexual partners, those are some of the pros to it. Is stuff like this is happening, and ladies, vice versa. If the man is working too much or he's never at home accessible to give you that peace, to help you relieve that stress, to be physically intimate with you, it's possible that because he's already given that somewhere else and he has no desire for you. Either way, you still go on without. Is that fair to you? So multiple sexual partners becomes those are the pros involved in it. The pros involved in multiple sexual partners, whether it's agreed upon or not, is that people who enjoy physical intimacy don't have to go without it. In these days and ages with online dating and there's just so much. And here in the Dallas Fort Worth area, getting caught with somebody else out and about is probably far and few in between. It's just so much going on here. So this is the perfect environment really for someone to get off work or leave work and go do their thing, come back to the job, or whatever the case may be. It's the perfect situation. It's just so wide open here. So take care of home. Do what you're supposed to be doing. If that person is still not giving you the loving that you're looking for, it's not your fault, and you definitely deserve the physical intimacy that you feel like you deserve. So go out there and get it. Now, the cons basically happen when it's messy, when it's not done right. Right? The cons to that is when it's not done right. And what I mean by not done right is you're having unprotected sex with more than one sexual partner. And it leads to either, STDs or childbirth. So, I can't say either is worse than other. Bringing something back, and she had to go to the clinic. He had to go to the clinic. On the movies, how did I get married? That's one thing. It's not a big deal, but it is a big deal. There's terrible stuff out there that you can catch doing that. That for one. For two, the childbirth thing. Having, a person get pregnant and that person wants to keep the baby. You can break up with that person, but that's a forever reminder of how of what they did to your relationship. You can stay with that person and raise that child with that person. You know what I'm saying? You can be forgiving. I'm not saying you can't. But the con is now money, time, and energy is going to not a mistake baby, but just a baby that wasn't planned. So unplanned pregnancy is one of the cons of it. Then the social aspects of it, of people finding out. When people find out that this person was cheating on you, now you have the social aspects. If you wanted to forgive that person and people find out, you really can't, because you look like the fool now. And it's hard to maintain your friendships and your family relationships when people know that this person is cheated, man or woman, and you still try to continue a relationship and forgive them. You're not ready to break up with them. Usually that's how it happens, right? Usually happens when you're not, when you're not ready to, you're not thinking about breaking up, but then you find this person's cheated. So now it's not just the heartbreak and the hurt and the pain of suffering of being betrayed, but now moving forward is something that you didn't expect. Being without this person, having that distance, I'm telling you, it's crazy. So having multiple sexual partners, those are the cons of it, is how it affects you and reverberates. Remember, if you have a child by somebody that was a sneaky link, how is that child going to be raised? Are you prepared to marry a sneaky link? You should be married before you have kids. In this country anyway, this doesn't make sense not to be. But I'm saying moving forward, a winning strategy means don't let it get messy. If you're not a stand up enough man or woman to put it out there like that. Now, people say, well, what if you're single? Do you have to tell your other sexual partners? If you're covering up, I would say yes and no, because there's some surface stuff that you can catch and pass along to people, scabies and other types of things that you can pass on to other people by just laying down with anybody and pass that along. I mean, that's just where it's at. Let's keep it real. Uh, Also, I mean, if you 69 and freaky and doing all kind of other stuff like that, like it can still get messy. So the best thing to do is to be upfront, honest. Hey, I'm seeing other people. Now you don't have to go farther than that. They can tell how they want to take it, but at least you're putting it out there. I'm seeing other people. That's what it is. Multiple sexual partners, the pros and the cons. So now that you've heard what I had to say, how are you going to set your relationships up? Are you ready to be honest with yourself? Do you prefer two girls, ladies, two guys? Do you prefer to have multiple partners? Are you ready to just say, hey, I'm not one person just isn't enough for me? That's what it comes down to. Because what I'm seeing, tell me if I'm telling the truth, what I'm seeing is people past 35, single, which means not in a relationship, and no kids. Ladies, if you have kids, you're not single. You're not in a relationship. You're saying truthfully, I'm not dating anybody. I'm not married, but you're definitely not single. If you have kids, ladies, you can't tell people that you're single, because single means one. You're not single. You have them kids. It's not baggages. It's plural. So stop using that. There's no such thing as a single mom. It's a mom that's not married. I'm a mom and I'm not married. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's the new designation. I'm a mom and I'm not married. Right? So that's what it comes down to. Fellas, if you have your kids, you're a father and you're not married. All right? Let's get that out the way. So multiple sexual partners. How do we view that? Women are, how many kids do you have? Or how many baby mamas? Fellas, doing the same way. How many kids do you have? How many baby daddies? So it matters. Multiple sexual partners matter. It does. Hit that like button. Let me hear your comments. It matters. Body count. Ooh, back to the body count. It matters. It matters. So have the conversation. Talk about the multiple sexual partner thing when you meet somebody. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. You assume this person is okay. They're not doing nothing. You'd be surprised. Multiple sexual partners.
The more you get to know him, the more you cater to him in an emotional.
It's definitely happening. So let me stop this share. I'm gonna restart that just so y'all can hear it. It's real. It's real. I want to restart that so you can hear it. So I'm gonna tap on it one more time. And ladies, take notes of this. But fellas, also I want you to take note to what she's saying, because we need indicators. If you're already in a relationship, whether you just started or you've been in it for a long time, you need to know the indicators that there's possibly another sexual partner involved in your relationship. Because women will tell you, sex is not that big of a deal to me. But she's telling you that I can go days, I can go weeks, I can go years without having sex. She's not telling him that, fellas. She's telling you that, but she's not telling him that. She's talking sex all day to somebody. Just want you to know. Let's listen to it one more time and go to the next thing. And so I'm gonna stop it right there. It sounds to me like she's, heard her girlfriends talk about this, or her sisters, or maybe even men in her life have talked to her about this. So it sounds like this is lived experience. She's not just conjuring this up to get views, right? So she definitely has a business, because it says for business inquiries or to book a session with me, text or call this number. So clearly she's running a business. But is it true, ladies? Are you watching this, fellas? Do you think it's true? Has she just shut you out, froze you out, because you have to look at the root cause of something like that. A person can't blame you for their behavior. It's just not logical. It's not factually correct. I can't blame you for my behavior and vice versa. So you have to, and that's why I'm podcasting on these relationships. Solid relationships build solid families, which build great communities. That's how it goes. It's a winning strategy to start with the relationships. If y'all want to know why I do talk about relationship, because it's a winning strategy. For us to have unity, there needs to be leadership. So there has to be gender roles have to be discussed. Who's leading the family, and in what way, and is it natural? So there has to be leadership. They say there's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. There has to be a clear head of the household. There has to be people who are submitting and humbling themselves. This has to happen. All right. And if that's the case, that person that's setting the tone, multiple sexual partners, it shouldn't be a part of that unless that's the agreement. Let's get out to the screen share. Man, that's really what it's all about. I want to talk about, what happens when women really weaponize sex. What happens when women are weaponizing sex? And I'm going to tell you something. She said a couple of things about what women are setting themselves up for, but she didn't mention, she said failure, but she didn't mention the quick response. If this man has exes, just like you have exes, ladies, and you tell him no, you don't know how much he's been going through to keep it, keep this past from popping up. But he has comfortable sexual partners he's left behind, just like you did. So if you freezing them out on the sex, he can have comfortable sex somewhere else, just like you did. And you have to ask yourself, ladies, is it worth that? You have to find a different way to practice conflict resolution. You can't do it by withholding, like she's saying, the one thing that really you own. That really, ladies, you own that. He don't want to use his hand, and if he loves you and he respects you, he doesn't want to go backwards. He doesn't want to go forward without you. I mean, I'm talking about it's real. If there's a commitment there, you definitely don't want to play in them grounds. Multiple sexual partners. Man, I'm telling you, the truth about it is it's happening, folks. On a large scale. If half of all marriages end in divorce and they say it's because of money, nah. Sex has never been so accessible to everybody, thanks to the internet. It can start online and lust and stuff like that happening, but look at how many girls have them pages and guys have them pages that where you can first you paying to look at them and y'all paying and talking and sex, and next plane ticket. Next get on the road. It happens just like that. If you've been on any dating sites, you know that there are men and women both talking about, oh, I'm just looking to chill with you. But if you ain't putting nothing in my inbox, if you ain't putting in my cash app, they'll drop the OnlyFans link on you quick. Bow. Sex has never been more accessible to everybody than it is right now. So multiple sexual partners is happening. How do you protect yourself against it? Let's get into that real quick before we get out of here. How do you protect yourself against multiple sexual partners? Lie detector test. Lie detector test. I don't care how you space it out. In Texas, the cheapest lie detector test you can get, and I don't know if it's valid because it's cheap or if it's not valid because it's cheap, but I'm just saying between $50 to $250, you can get a lie detector test done on whoever. I mean, they have to agree to take it. But why are we not utilizing lie detectors in lie detector tests? Why are we not utilizing that? I'm gonna go ahead. Look, I'm gonna punch it up on my computer just so y'all can see it. I want y'all to see it. I'm gonna put it on my YouTube page. How do I get a lie detector test? It pops up. Where can I get lie detector test near me? Okay. Find affordable, and I'm finna share this because I want y'all to see it. I want y'all to know. The only real way to protect yourself against multiple sexual partners in a committed relationship. So if there's no agreement, but you suspect it might happen, you're leery of it happening, but you really want to try again. You want to get to know somebody, you really want to try again. Go to my YouTube page and look at this. I Microsoft searched it. Where can I lie detector? The first thing it says is find affordable lie detector test near me. So there's Southwest Polygraph Service, Polygraph Investigations LLC. Both of those are in Fort Worth. So I got just a numerous Alliance Polygraph Services, just Dallas lie detectors. I'm talking about. There's just a ton of them. Blind trust is not a winning strategy. It's not. So stop doing it. Stop putting yourself through that. This is real. Multiple sexual partners, you're basically giving the person that you're with the right to have multiple sexual partners if you don't have the right lie detector test regimen. Taibu Muad'Dib, what do I would say if the person is willing to share their phone code with you, as soon as y'all decide to be exclusive, okay, hand that phone over. Let's swap code. If that person is willing to give you their phone code, I would say 6 to 8 months. Every 6 to 8 months for the first 3 years, get a lie detector test. Just have that on the slate. Like I want to trust you, so this is what it's gonna take. If they don't want to get that code up, I would say have that lie detector test on deck every 3 to 6 months. I wouldn't say don't give them a chance. Maybe they've been through something, or they whatever the case may be, or they don't trust whatever y'all building trust. But if they don't want to give that code up to that phone and you get with them, I would say 3 to 6 months. Every 3 to 6 months, spend that $50. It's because you want to know. You want to know. Seriously. Look. As a winning strategy coach, I want you to know that the First Step Coaching Program is real. I do this life coaching thing for real. Certified through the PCS as a certified goal achievement coach. I want to move you forward. I want to help you achieve your goal. If you want a strong relationship, if you're single, ladies, fellas, no, that means no kids. If you have kids but you're unmarried, but you desire to be in a relationship, that's fine. If you're in a relationship and it's failing, but you want it to be strong, you want to revive and rebuild that thing, it's cool too. That could mean getting more money, come to me. That could mean losing weight and getting in better shape, come to me. The Effort, Focus, and Commitment Workbook is your free download that you can get. Inbox me, DM, and request it. Subscribe over on TikTok at Taibu Muad'Dib. That's the only way to have the behind the scenes VIP access to all of my live pod. And look, we're going live at the Margarita Express every Sunday. It's going to be the destination, the Sunday destination for many of y'all. Come be a guest on my show. Come be a guest. And like I said, if you're a subscriber, then I can bring you on live on TikTok with me. And we can chop it up while I'm going through my thing and introduce you. And if you have a business, we can get that on film, whatever. It'll be beautiful. So yeah, I'll do one live a subscriber, bring them on live while I'm doing a live podcast. The live audience, I can interview you, talk to you. We can get some of your thoughts on the topic for that show. We can do all of that. So become a subscriber on TikTok, man. You're gonna love it. And when I rebrand my YouTube page, you want to have both because you'll be live watching and dealing with me on TikTok, but on my YouTube page when I put it up, and I post when I put it up, you'll all be able to subscribe to my YouTube page and see every episode and have them full. I'll have them private on my page, and have them branded. So we don't got to worry about that. Taibu Muad'Dib right here, man. I'm telling you, when you overcome today's obstacles, tomorrow really will feel like paradise. That's my time. I want you to know you'll see me here on the weeknights giving you this free game. Multiple sexual partners is a pro if it's agreed upon by all. All right. It's a con if it's done messy, sloppy, and you're putting folks and yourself at risk. All right. Um, if you want to protect yourself from it, lie detector tests. They're very inexpensive. They're local to you, no matter where you are in the country. Just Google, Microsoft, Bing search or whatever, like I did. Where can I get, a lie detector test? Where is it at? How do I get them? Whatever. And it'll pop right up and you'll be tapped and tuned in. Multiple sexual partners. Again, it's okay if it's agreed upon. It's bad, bad, bad if you're putting folks at risk. And if you want to protect yourself from it, lie detector tests. When you get into a committed relationship or you commit yourself to them, lie detector tests every 3 to 6 months. If they don't give you that phone, if they do, if they're willing to, I would say 6 to 8 months. But keep that regimen for the first 3 years. That's going to help you have fuller, healthier, happier relationships. And look, the lie detector test is accountability measure that's needed these days. Serious. So don't get all emotional if they don't pass. You just spared yourself time, money, and probably death, because AIDS and HIV is still out there. Other stuff is too. So be healthy, man. Be safe. You want to win with Coach Taibu? Call the hospitality hotline, 682-514-5955. That's 682-514-5955. The hospitality hotline, anytime. That's how you get a hold of Coach Taibu, and he'll get a hold of you direct. You can also email your issues, your concerns, or some topics that you want me to discuss. So the number 4 and the words Coach Taibu at gmail.com. 4 Coach Taibu at gmail.com. You know where I'm at. Taibu Muad'Dib on YouTube, Taibu Muad'Dib on Instagram, Taibu Muad'Dib on TikTok and Facebook. You just don't want to miss it. I thank y'all for joining me tonight. I'll see you tomorrow night. What's tomorrow night's topic? So tonight was multiple sexual partners and women weaponizing sex. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you a reaction to this reel where Glorilla says all men cheat. And I'm wondering tomorrow night, is that mindset every woman's built-in excuse for being some other guy's sneaky link? You don't want to miss my reaction to Glorilla coming up tomorrow. You definitely want to be here for that. Make sure you get your subscription, because you're going to forget, and May 18th going to come around real soon. If you're local to the DFW area and you want to be in the live audience for my next podcast and day party at the Margarita Express, do drop me a line and let me know. I'll put up the Eventbrite. There'll be perks like our free raffle. You saw the t-shirts in the promo. The free raffle for money and cash prizes and other stuff I'll have going on there. That's what you'll get when you get your early bird ticket. All right. And when we get packed up in there, I know how Slow Boogie does it. We will be charging more to squeeze you in the door. All right. If you want a table and some VIP service, make sure you call the hospitality hotline and reach out to me ahead of time, and we'll get that taken care of for you. I appreciate all of you. I'm telling you, we're going somewhere. You want to win with Coach? Just tap in. I got you. I'm going to show you how to boss up. You can look at any of my pages and see how I bossed up, and I have the right formula for you. If you're not against working on yourself, then I'm ready to work with you. Taibu Muad'Dib right here again. When you overcome today's obstacles, tomorrow will feel like paradise. I'm out of here. Subscribe. Let's go. Let's do it. I always give my folks over here a little bit more when I go live, and when I get my YouTube page up, I'll give you a little bit more. That was a really good way of breaking into the topic and the subject matter. If you want to be a guest on my podcast and go back and forth on some of these reaction reels. Get your pub up, let people know who you are and what you do, or just talk about, performing. I know my man out there in St. Louis is going to come down in May and bless us with a beautiful performance, him and his team. I can't wait for that. It's going to be epic. Then I've already planned June 29th. It's looking like I'll be out in Springfield, Ohio. So everybody in Ohio, Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Dayton, come to Springfield, Ohio to Bees Corners over there in Springfield, Ohio, man. Check my man CJ McDavid out on Facebook because he's doing it big up there. My best friend from college, my twin, my main road dog, I'm telling you. So I'm going to get up there. So, and if you want me to come to your town and hold a lounge down or something on a Sunday and get the live podcast and day party kicked off, you just let me know. Inbox me again or call the hospitality hotline, 682-514-5955. This podcast is usually being brought to you courtesy of the First Step Coaching Academy, where I do transform lives. Thank you.